trophies. They're poured out from schools ascending to new heights at the same time and finding the other guy standing in the way of their ultimate goal. It's time to find out who's going to get one over this time. Welcome, everyone, to the shores of the Tennessee River, Neyland Stadium, home of the Volunteers. As we'll see a playoff team from last year, the Florida Gators, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Tennessee Volunteers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. The Vols will kick it off to get us underway. Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. You think the fans are ready for this one? The booth's shaking underneath us, guys. The give to the back. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3. Love seeing these early season top 25 matchups. You can get a really good feel of how good these teams are, guys.
And the intensity is going to be big too, David, because the players, you know, on these teams, they've been thinking about this game for a long time. They knew they'd have a national stage, and they got a chance to prove just how good they are.
Oh, man, make that statement. Make that early statement. We always look at the end of the season, and what does the committee say? Oh, they beat top 25 so-and-so. Here's your chance to put that on your resume that'll pay off big time and late in the season.
Well, you can tell those two have been practicing the out route all off season long. They look like they could have completed that in their sleep.
This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Out of the gun, the running back has it. Breaks into the open. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
When you go on the road, man, oh man, you love hearing the crowd. But more importantly, you love shutting the crowd up. There's no better feeling than coming out, getting that juice going, getting that confidence going, and getting that running game going right at them and gashing them right out the gates.
Well, give the defense credit on that one because they knew coming into this one that they were going to try to get this receiver the ball in a variety of ways. They were ready for the screen there, and they create a negative play.
Wants to fire on second down. And that's not the way they drew it up. It's incomplete. The gun wants to pass. Snagged in the middle. It's Burns. They'll pick up enough yardage for the first down. They've got it at the 30. Convert that third down on the slant. Now everybody sort of settles into the game.
Yeah, you do have nerves. I mean, everybody does. Opening drive, you've watched film, and how good are they really? And you get that first down. You throw the quick timing slant. Now everybody settle in. We're good. We got this.
The Gators will line it up on 1st and 10. Just keep slinging it. Caught in the backfield, it's Jones.
Man, this guy's going to need some water when he gets to the sidelines. They've been putting him to work on this drive, right? You've seen him toting the rock with success. Now you're seeing him get involved in the passing game, too. They are highlighting his versatility here on this drive.
The noise level is relentless here on second down. From the gun, the running back looking for room. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down.
Well, it's an offense that prides themselves on being physical. No mystery there. You need 1 yard, turn around, hand it off, let him go to work.
First down in the red zone, and this crowd imploring its defense to stand firm. Pulls and fires complete. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
I like the idea by the quarterback there. You're trying trying to get this first down, so you find the tight end, see if you can make a guy miss or shake a tackle. Not able to get it done.
This crowd rising up, sensing that its defense needs some help. Second down, he'll throw it. Good timing on the quick out. He'll be brought down at the 3-yard line. An explosive play in the passing game has him on the doorstep.
Yeah, and listen, I'm going to move this guy everywhere. He's in the slot this time, but I'm not going to let the defense understand where he's lining up so they can double team him, put him in the slot, put him out wide. Either way, find this guy early and often.
He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line.
Listen, the offensive coordinator's best friend in the red zone is the running game. Make guys commit near the line of scrimmage so I can throw behind. This defense is good, but I'm going to challenge them. I'm going to try to be the more physical team. I love the play call. I think you keep running the football and stay physical.
He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
And with the stuff there, Jesse, on second down, this little third to mid-range, you got 2 downs. What are you thinking here?
Maybe getting your quarterback out on the perimeter and giving him a run-pass option. See if you can get the defense in a bind.
Looking to the end zone on 3rd and goal. And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. Just an obvious holding call there, and one that just kills an offense's momentum. Third and goal, and let's see if they can even operate in this noise. He's looking downfield to throw. Bounced off his feet.
You know, these goal line situations, the field starts to shrink. It's easier to key in on these guys that you know can fly at the quarterback spot. Defense was locked in. Nice job on the 3rd and goal.
And they'll send out the field goal unit. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. Give it enough body English, but he missed it. And after the miss, guys, the score stays right where it is. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. To the ground with the back. They knock him down after a gain of 3 to the 23. These two, which have so much cross-pollination and legendary games in their history, first played in 1916 with the Vols blanking the Gators in Florida. Tennessee actually won the first 10 meetings, with Florida not getting a W in the series until 1954.
And there was a period of time, Reese, in this rivalry that the game not only had SEC championship implications, but national championship implications, too. You think back to the heyday of this rivalry in the late 90s. Danny Werfel going up against Peyton Manning. We played the Vols, and we had games that were won in overtime. We had games that went down to 2-minute drives. There was so much NFL talent on the field, and it was such a competitive and physical game every single year.
Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. All the way out to the 43-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds, and this offense is on the move.
This guy's gotten off to a good statistical start, guys. With that last completion, he's already now over 1,000 passing yards on the season, and man, you know he's looking for more.
Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's 2nd and 7.
And that's a really nice play. It's impressive. When it's first down and the defense thinks you might be running the football, you still can line up. You can get some movement at the point of attack and find a little crease for your running back.
They'll run the option. Finding an escape route. Big pickup on that one. They'll mark him out at the 40.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
Thanks to grab. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
Hey, man, if you're going to make plays like that on slant throws, you got to be able to make catches in traffic. Good, strong hands by the wideout there on the slant.
The Volunteers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Tight end now in motion. A designed run for the quarterback. Crosses to 30 to the 29 before he stops. Pick up a 5 on the play. It's a first down.
I'm not sure what the quarterback saw on that one, but that was a very quick decision to take off and run with it to try to get his offense some positive yards.
Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Power football with the run. And that's the end of the line on that run, and it's the end of the line for the first quarter. It has been all defense all the time in the early going as we wrap up the first quarter, and the stats certainly reflect that. Let's see if the offenses can find a little rhythm here in the second. Tune in to the Ocho, 8th play of the drive coming up. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. So second down here as we're back at it after the break. Gets the back moving. Now on the option. Able to pick his way forward for a decent gain before the defense gets him down.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
And the Vols come to the line on third and short, trying to convert here. Out of the shotgun on third down. Unloads to the right. It's complete. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. First and goal from the 9.
And listen, the defense knew coming into this one, they were going to target him early and often. He is a weapon, and there's no mystery where the quarterback's going to be looking on critical down and distances. Let's see how they're able to cover him throughout the rest of this game.
He's brought down at the 6, but the defense feeling the heat to make a stop here.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
They keep pushing forward, now back to work on second and goal from the 6. Sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
Yeah, and I feel like momentum is always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They're looking for something, looking for anything to try to put some kind of score on the board, down 7-0. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for it.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. With the catch, it's Jones. He works his way across the 40-yard line. They'll mark him out of bounds at the 41.
And this offense, I think, will do a good job in this game divvying up the football and distributing it to different guys in the passing game. It won't just be receivers. It's not going to be tight ends. This running back, he's a weapon, too, after he catches it. You saw it right there.
Handoff from the gun. Fights off a defender. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D-linemen and linebackers getting all the plays, but it's DBs that are willing to not just cover, but tackle backs in the open field.
He gets the job done, picking up the first down, then getting down.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
Hand off to Jones. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
And the Gators can really attack on this 2nd and short. Hauled down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Got him looking run. He wants to throw. Makes the catch. It's Burns. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Trying to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Looking to fire. Got the quick pass. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
And a play like that, that seems routine, but it only works if the quarterback can get the ball out on time and out in front of the wide receiver. That allows the receiver to keep separation from the defender, and the ball hits him in stride.
Stopped at the 13-yard line as the drive continues. It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Whistle blows, and this is the 2-minute timeout, and these guys have a chance to take the lead before halftime. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. Wants to go up top. It's picked up, and they ruin the drive with a turnover.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
This drive will commence from their own 11-yard line. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Quarterback floating away from pressure. Trying to escape and get it himself. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. Second down, they'll go to the air. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
All right, ball was incomplete, but that was a nice job up front by the offensive line. Really nice job of communicating with one another and understanding where that pass rush was coming from.
And the Volunteers are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Quarterback making adjustments. He'll throw on 3rd down. They're working that left side. At the 45 on his way. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line.
Who needs a 2-minute offense? When you're this explosive, this offense creates the big play, completely flips the field position right away, now in a position to go ahead and score points before the half.
Wants to throw on 1st down. That's caught. It's Wood. Making a little bit of progress there. He gets it to the 40 before getting out of bounds.
See, I like this tight end because he's not just running flat routes and little stick routes and drags. This guy can get vertically down the field. He showed you his speed there running the crosser.
To the air on 2nd down. Quickly to the tight end. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
It is so good for an offense early in the game to get in a rhythm and to start stringing 1st downs together. It makes the game really easy and puts that defense in a situation where they're starting to get tired. They want to sub. They want to get other guys on the field. Stringing 1st downs together like this makes it hard to defend.
Looking for a huge play. It's complete. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field. And they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
This is a designed run. And he'll get this one back to the line of scrimmage, but no farther than that. We got a timeout here late in the 1st half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They lost ground on 1st down, now 2nd and goal from the 5. The option look. He'll pitch it. Next going for the goal line. Touchdown, Volunteer! How about this back staying on track and getting it in on the option?
Man, that's the way you execute on offense, man. You keep your foot on the gas, try to make this a 2-score game. You do with that touchdown. This offense executing beautifully. The defense is going to have to find something in the 2nd half to get some stops.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
2 teams inside the Big 12 squaring off today, and it's now a final. Here's a quick recap.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive in their own 25. Offense in an empty set. Looking downfield on 1st down. That's reeled in. It's Burns. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the 1st down. Back to throw, and they've got to be aware of the clock. Complete in the middle. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a 1st down. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Makes the grab. It's Burns. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the 1st down. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. Here comes the offense on second down. Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. And they come up with a big play to make sure no more points go on the board before the end of the half. Quarterback keeps it. Got the first down. Looking for more. There he goes. Inside the touchdown ball. And once he found open space, the band might as well start playing. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
And I love this offense, man. Staying aggressive. Just because you got the lead, you know people can score points in bunches. This offense keeps the foot on the accelerator, scores again on the final play. Now this offense has even more of a cushion going into halftime.
That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. The Gators will boot it away to start the second half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. Let's see if they can keep that first half momentum rolling. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
Well, this quarterback has had a lot of success burning this defense with his legs. That time, though, there was nowhere to go. Give the defense credit. They won their one-on-ones up front. Tremendous speed getting to him and bringing him down for a TFL.
A negative play to open the drive. Let's see what they've got on 2nd and 14. Back to pass. Quarterback doing what he does best. He can move. Couldn't find anyone open here, and he'll live to fight another play. It'll be 3rd down.
In the last couple of weeks, man, you're getting a lot of consistency from this QB. And you got to love it as a play caller, man. You can drop him back. You can throw the ball a ton. You can trust him. Getting the ball to different wide receivers. He's really in a good groove the last couple games.
Bring in the heat. Can't make the grab on 3rd down, and that is a rare drop for this guy.
That is a good omen for this defense. They were getting lit up in the first half. They knew something had to change. So to set the tone like this early on their opening drive of the 3rd quarter and get a stop on 3rd, that should really help their confidence.
Return goes out of bounds.
And here comes the offense. This thing has sort of gotten away the last couple of possessions. They've been a little too generous, David.
Yeah, like a non-profit, man, like a charity giving the football away too much. Got to take care of the football, Jesse. Otherwise, you got no shot to win this football game.
You're right, man. At this level of college football, it doesn't matter how talented you are. It doesn't matter who you're playing. If you're sloppy, you put the football on the ground or you throw picks, you're going to find yourself behind on the scoreboard.
The Gators can play this 2nd down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Back to pass on 2nd down. Lets it fly. Brings it down on the right side. Touchdown, Gators! He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. And listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. Oh, he's got some space. And perhaps a touchdown-saving tackle as he gets him down at the 37.
Well, how about that? They turn around and hand it off to the big fella, and he's able to get the first down. Nice play.
The Vols, after exploding for that huge run, back to work. On the option. And the ball is free on the pitch. Offense scoops it up and still going.
Well, the offense is able to avoid disaster right there. Problem is they fumbled it, but thankfully they were able to jump back on and not have a turnover.
The Volunteers now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Second down, they'll go to the air. Knew where he wanted to go with it, but couldn't find his target. It's incomplete.
I love the job here by the linebacker. He just kind of floats, and he's shuffling, and he's waiting to see which way the quarterback's going to go with the football. Not able to snag it out of the air, but, hey, batting it away, it's a big-time play.
And after that incompletion, they are left with a third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Unloads to the wideout. A strike downfield. He is not going to get there. Stopped short of the line to gain, and it'll be fourth down.
Fourth down coming up.
On fourth down, they'll throw for it. Got a man. It's Conley. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on fourth down.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
The Gators sending the offense back to work. Going to try to pop one on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This offense will snap it from the 42 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. Finds his man. It's Burns. Stopped at the 47-yard line. A 10-yard gain, and they'll move the markers. And the Gators want to crank the tempo.
And after that long completion for the first down, did you see everybody sprinting to the line of scrimmage offensively? They want to go tempo right now.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. What will they dial up on second, and a long way to go? Back to pass, it's Knight. Quickly out to the tight end. Stop is made at the 36, but he picked up 10 on that one and has a fresh set of downs.
That's a first
Love the
down
way he
for the
didn't
offense.
just run to a spot. He found the cushion in the zone and got himself open for the first down.
Yeah, and you're taught to find that space. Don't run right into a zone defender who's sitting there looking at the quarterback and looking at you. So much creativity with routes now and being able to just have subtle moves one way, come back the other way. Nice job by the tight end finding that hole in the zone.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And after taking a big loss on that run, you just wonder if you're on offense, if you may abandon that part of your game and just start trying to throw it. You're down by a lot here in the second half. Third quarter, you've got lots of time, but you need to throw the football to get back in this thing.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face third down.
Well, another incompletion. You can see the frustration building, but you got to give the defense credit. They came into this one knowing no one was giving them a shot because of their record, because of what their stats are on paper, but they're playing better football. They're playing with better effort. Right now, they're making the most plays.
On third down, he drops to throw. Wide open downfield. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be first down. The Gators come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. Finds his big tight end. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal.
Important in the passing game that it's not just receivers doing all the work. You got to get running backs involved. You got to get your big fellas. You got to get the tight ends going too.
They'll go with a direct snap. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Touchdown, Florida! A Lazarus-like comeback is underway. Just blinding speed. Speed that almost paralyzes defenders.
When you got a quarterback with that much speed, you got to find tricky ways to put more speed on the field, spy the quarterback with somebody that's really, really fast. And even when you do, a lot of times he still makes plays because he's that dang fast and that explosive.
They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. They're trying to slow that rush down with the draw. Good, solid run on that one as he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
It's got to feel good as an offense knowing that early in the drive you can turn around, hand it off, get a push up front, and go get positive yardage.
And the Vols in a good spot here with second and short. Looking to fire. A little screen to the running back. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
Well, they pick up the first down there on the screen. I love the offensive line there, allowing the pass rush to get way up the field. They completely baited their guys, made them think that they got beaten, that they were going to get the sack, and then they sneak the running back screen right in behind them and pick up the first.
Here they come, first and 10 from the 48. Use the play fake, now to throw. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
And we need more of this from this defense, man. They have let this guy have too much time to throw the football. They haven't gotten that jersey dirty yet, haven't sacked him, but this is just as good as a sack. Getting to him, hitting him, letting him feel the physicality of this game, and not letting him feel comfortable.
Backed up now, here's second and long.
42 Spider. 42 Spider.
Wants to go up top. He's going for the big play. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on.
And the big tight end, a lot of times that's a bigger strike. Bigger dude, and you could tell they put the hit on him, and that ball came out, and it came to the turf. Nice job playing physical by this defense.
Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Snagged out of the air. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You've set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
That's the end of the quarter, and Tennessee has the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. They'll immediately call timeout.
Timeout, Tennessee.
They have the lead in a one-possession game, but they're thinking deliver the knockout blow, but this carries big-time risk on 4th down. Quarterback making checks. On 4th down, looking for the completion. They got him for the sack, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, and see, I have no problem being aggressive near midfield. I got no problem whatsoever. You get stuffed, but I think you have to show your team, like, we're going to be aggressive. We're going to continue to try to make it, even in the second half when things are getting tight.
Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They're in a precarious spot here, that lofty perch in the rankings, hanging in the balance unless they can do something to save themselves here. It's a seam wide open. Into the hallelujah land. Touchdown, Gators!
And the offense slips the running back out of the backfield. Nobody decides to cover him. My man makes the play. Shows off the hands first. Got to make the catch first. Does the rest. Walks in the end zone for the touchdown.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Oregon was anything but dominant today, but the Ducks are going to leave Autzen Stadium winners. A lot to work on, no question, but they avoid one in the L column. Regardless the outcome today, guys, these are still two quality programs. Proof the sport is as healthy as ever.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. So here is the Tennessee offense. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time. It put them in a tough spot. Turning it on! They'll move the chains after he gets it to the 43-yard line.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Quick completion on the out. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
And the Volunteers with myriad options after that big pickup on first down. Handoff to the lone back. Can't get him to the ground. They make the stop, and he'll have enough yardage for a first down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Maybe this will breathe a little life into this offense, which has been flatlined in the second half. Here's 1st and 10. Makes it past the marker. They finally get him stopped, and this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play.
Well, this offense is going to try and grind their way to a win now, and they're going to start force-feeding this guy the football, too. He's made a few plays earlier in this game, but now in the 4th quarter, it's about force-feeding him, getting some push up front, and just icing this thing.
Pulls and fires it complete to the right. Tried to hit him with a quick game on first down, and nothing doing there.
Well, that receiver's looking at his teammates like, guys, what's up? You're not going to block for me on the screen? Seriously? I mean, I just lost yards on a screenplay. How does that happen?
So now it's 2nd and long. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Going to swing it on 2nd down. It's complete to the left. Breaks into the open. Gets out of bounds after the big play, and they'll be set up in business for the 1st and goal.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And it's been a struggle for the run game for this offense. Man, this is something they hang their hat on. You saw last week, you saw the highlights, and just give it to the running back. Let him do his thing. Haven't been able to get him going. I don't know what's going on, but they got to find a way to get their talented back some space so he can make some plays.
Zings it complete to the right. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in.
Nice job by the defense forcing the 3rd and goal. You can't allow any run after catch in these situations. Play aggressive, play tight, and play physical.
They've pushed it forward down to the 5, but now looking at 3rd and goal. Makes the grab. And they've got him down after the short completion, but they inch closer and closer to pay dirt. Look, you would love to have gotten the touchdown there, but at this point, just take the lead with the field goal.
And it's so hard because you've been thinking aggressive. Let's stretch this lead out now. You got to think, hey, I got to make them score a touchdown, get a field goal right here, and rely on my defense.
Absolutely perfect. They have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Big-time kick right there, man. 4th quarter, clutch time. You needed to come through to take the lead, and now the pressure goes to the defense. You got to keep this lead. Got to get a stop or two more, and you can get the dub in this football game.
The Gators sending the offense back to work. This certainly hasn't been their best day, but there's no time for mistakes now. They have to execute if they want to snatch this thing from the fire. Picks up a useful 5-yard chunk out to the 30-yard line.
I like this guy as a running back because he can run between the tackles and he can also go outside. He can really do it all.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Back to pass. Under fire. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground.
You know, I think in this situation of the game, too, if I'm this guy, I'm thinking the same thing, right? I'm throwing and getting yards, and if it's not there, I'm going to take this game over myself with my legs. We're in the fourth quarter. We've got an opportunity, one possession down, to get back in this thing. I just got to do whatever I got to do to make that happen.
Finally forced out of bounds, maybe a step shy of midfield. They'll mark it at the 49.
You got to give the O-line a lot of credit there because it gave the receiver time to work all the way across the field on the drag route against zone coverage. Quarterback gets it to him. He's able to turn it up and get a first down.
Looking to throw on first down. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they can maybe confuse this QB.
They're dealing with a second and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. And he got a hand in there. Knocks it away. Incomplete.
When you talk about versatility at the running back spot, you got to talk about this guy in the conversation. He already has caught a touchdown in this one. They're still trying to throw him the football. That one goes incomplete, but I would keep this up if I'm on offense.
Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
And that's a play on third down. This offense just has to do a better job protecting their quarterback. Give him a split second more time to complete that throw, but they couldn't do it there.
And here we go, down to score. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. It's incomplete, and they desperately needed to keep that drive going, and they couldn't make the connection.
What a big stop for this defense in the second half. Around midfield, you can set your offense up for success right here on this drive by getting that big fourth down stop.
The Volunteer offense is back, and they hope it's touchdown time in Tennessee. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, Dave.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense.
Well, they're trying to run the football there, just nowhere to go. They got dominated up front at the point of attack.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Looking to fire. Throws to the wideout. And that's going to fall to the ground incomplete. That was a physical matchup there. Third down coming.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could see the ball pop out and fall to the ground.
Wants to adjust the pattern. On third and long, try to convert through the air. Gets rid of it. That's caught. It's Wood. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down.
This is one of those unique situations in a game as a head coach. You're trying to feel the momentum, and what's your confidence in your quarterback? Because you've got fourth, you're in field goal range, but you've got the weapons to get one more completion and ice this thing. So do you kick the field goal, or do you go for it?
Now this is rolling the dice, or perhaps they've gone outside their head. They're already up. Boy, this could really backfire if they don't convert on 4th down. Converts on 4th down, and he's still going. That'll be enough for a 1st down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line.
Man, there are a lot of players who I think might tense up in that kind of situation. You know you got the lead. It's 4th down, but they just go out and they're on the same page, and they convert, and they're able to keep this drive alive. They're going to bleed more clock.
Just going to keep it after the snap. There he goes. They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there.
Sometimes as a quarterback, you just need to take the game over yourself. You need points to win, and it's going to come down to you throwing it or maybe running it like you just saw there to get that done.
They'll come to the line 1st and goal with the lead and the clock working in their favor. The give to the big fullback. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Tennessee.
And it was so important for the offense to come up with a touchdown there and not kick a field goal. You're trying to put this thing out of reach. And that touchdown puts so much pressure on their opponent now with less than 2 minutes to go.
And the extra point extends the lead to double figures at 10. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, your game is a big one, but so is this battle right now inside the American. The Cuse is in the house. Syracuse is pouring it on right now with an offensive performance we haven't seen since some of the legendary 44s. They're up by 18 over Rice. We'll circle back. If anything big happens in this clash in the American, you should know about it.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Wants to throw on 1st down. Here's a throw downfield late. And he bats it away. It falls incomplete.
I understand the sense of urgency for the offense now because you're trailing here by a lot in the 4th quarter, and you're just trying to take a shot to see if you can get on the board and get some of this momentum back. But the problem is the defense understands that, so they're playing coverage, and they're doing a good job on the back end. Nice job forcing.
Lofts one high and deep. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about. Everybody has to be set. They have to get it off. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd down.
And it'll be up to the field goal kicker to turn this into a 1-score game. And they can get it to a 1-score game here, but they'll still need the ball back. It's good. Easy call for the refs. This is now a 7-point game.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
This looks like the regular kickoff unit coming onto the field, and I would think with just a timeout left at this juncture, you got to send the hands guys out and try to get an onside kick.
Number 13, set to kick it away.
Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do.
And this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Tennessee ready to go to work the Big Orange offense on the field. This is everything you could hope for in a rivalry game like this. Close game, waning moments, history waiting to be made, guys.
And it's moments like this why you come and play for these two schools, right? To play in a game like this, in a rivalry like this, in a situation, David, game on the line late, Who's going to take it?
And you know when you make this play, you're immortalized. With this kind of rivalry, these are the highlights they'll be showing for years. Everybody will be like, I remember when so-and-so made that play against our biggest rival to seal the deal.
If they thought it would fool them to give it to the fullback, that was not the case.
Yeah, give this defense credit. They obviously watched a lot of film this week, and they knew there were a lot of different guys offensively that could touch the football, including the fullback, but he had no room to go there.
And it looks as if the offense will just take a knee. Guys, if you want to go strictly by the rankings, I guess this was an upset, but to my eyes, we saw two really good teams slug it out, and one of them came out on top.
Yeah, two really good teams, and that's a reason why they're both ranked. They're both really good, and I tell you what, getting this win proves something to everyone else